Kính thưa quý đồng hương, xin quý đồng hương chút xíu nữa xong rồi đó. Vâng, ở lại, tại vì chút xíu người của Ủy ban Nhân dân phòng đó sẽ có xuống để nói chuyện và để có thể phát biểu sắp tới chúng ta sẽ làm gì. Theo cơ thể là chúng ta đang nói tiếng rồi đó.
We're going to recess. Council's going to go into recess and let people leave quietly. We can take a 3-minute recess.
Họ xin nghỉ một vài phút để recess.
Thank you, Mayor. There's no doubt in my mind that this area of the city is deserving of a designation and becoming a business district. However, I am a little troubled by the division of the community that's occurring as a result of it. I'm a little bit troubled with the process. I really think in order for a name of an area to take hold and to really be successful and to have community ownership, it really does need to be.
Nếu mà chúng ta như vậy, chúng nghĩ nếu mà trì hoãn lại vào ngày khác thì chúng nghĩ như thế nào?
The community versus
không có thì giờ đâu, không phải hiện giờ.
I understand the mayor and the vice mayor.
Ông này, ông Kasenchu là hai người mà sẽ rõ ràng ủng hộ mình hơn.
How we can make a designation and the community will then choose a name that they wish to be called by. I think if that is something that we would like to do, then I think we should pick a name that is not indicative of picking one name or the other. While I understand that the Saigon Business District is being offered as a compromise, I think we'd be remiss if I didn't remind the council that this isn't a new compromise. This is something that was on the original RDA ballot and was very clearly voted or not voted for. In almost every measure that I've been, that has been available to me, that has been pretty much at the bottom of the list. And I
không thích cái compromise này tại vì không thể nào chọn giữa một tên đứng nhất với so với một tên cuối cùng.
Best for the community, then we should be looking at designating a very simple name, perhaps the Center Road Business District, and see which of the variations of Saigon naming ends up being embraced by the community. If you think of the neighborhoods or business areas within each one of our districts, and I'm sure we can all think of one or two or three in our district, you'd be hard pressed to go out into that district or neighborhood and say we're going to change the name to X, Y, or Z. It would be very unlikely to take hold. Using kind of a commercial example, I know I still refer to Candlestick Park as Candlestick Park, no matter whether it's been 3Com or Monster or any other name. To those who have history and are passionate with it are going to always refer to it from that kind of organic name that is known. I do know that we as a government also need to be very conscious of the promises that we make and to community. If we go out and we say that we are going to use this process or that process to guide us down a path, then I think we have an obligation to stick by that process. And I know that the community was told very clearly in community meetings that the RDA survey was going to be what led the decision making, yet it's clear to me that that's not what's happening tonight. And while I would love to be able to say that I could support the motion as it is, I don't believe I can. I don't think it is in the spirit of what the community was told of how the process would go forward.
Ông tưởng rằng là cái survey của văn phòng tái phát triển thành phố sẽ là cái kết quả nó sẽ quyết định, trong khi mà người dân tưởng như vậy.
Here today, have we heard very strongly of the support for a name other than the name?
Mà kết quả lại không phải là như vậy. Và ngày hôm nay ông nghe rất nhiều người nói rất mạnh mẽ.
The ratio of support has been very similar in email, voicemail, regular personal contacts that I've had throughout.
Và những người mà đã nói chuyện với ông qua phone, qua email, và những người nói chuyện thẳng với ông đã ủng hộ cái tên Little Saigon.
That I've seen, not only by our own redevelopment agency, but by the Mercury News.
Và những cái survey khác cũng ủng hộ tên Little Saigon.
In summary, I can't support the motion the way it is because I don't feel that
ông không thể nào ủng hộ cái motion mà cô nghị viên Mass Nguyễn đã đưa ra.
I would implore my colleagues to consider if we are going to insist on giving it a name now, that we pick something like Center Road, something that is truly innocuous, that we can then allow the community to take ownership.
Và ông nói nếu mà bắt buộc phải chọn tên ngày hôm nay á, dùng cái tên đó mà không ai nữa, và sau đó cộng đồng có thể chọn lại.
Without giving a predeposition to one. So I ask you to consider that, and I would make it as a friendly amendment.
Đây là cái chiến thuật để ông bắt bên kia không được quyết định ngày hôm nay. Tại vì không ai sẽ chọn cái tên kia hết.
Recommendations in the memo was outlined in 1A and 1B, except in number 2 to change the name to be something similar to the Center Road Business District as the official designation until such time as the community.
Không ai chọn cái này hết. Đây là cái chiến thuật để gọi là hoạch minh thôi. Ông biết cái số phiếu ông không có.
Không cho Madison thắng.
Councilmember Carlson, I truly appreciate your comments, and in a way, I do agree with you to a certain extent. However, I think that the community has been through this process for the last 5 months. My office has been receiving a lot of emails and phone calls with different suggestions of the name. And as I stated previously in my statement, that coming to this decision has been very difficult. And I think that the compromise name Saigon Business Street is the best name for the majority of the community.
Của tất cả một phần lớn của cộng đồng Việt Nam. Đó là ý của cô Madison Nguyễn.
Well, thank you for considering it. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to support you on this.
Đó là cái phản bình để ông nói để ông không ủng hộ. Có cái cớ ông không ủng hộ.
Again, I just have difficulty in accepting this as a compromise when in fact it was on the ballot in the different surveys. I just don't see it.
Và ông không thể nào ủng hộ cái đề nghị của nghị viên Mason được, bởi vì tất cả mọi cái survey. Và có nghĩa là ông Thi Chinh đã giữ lời hứa với cộng đồng mình.
This country has had a tradition of honoring its most recent immigrant populations, and the reason they honor them is because they have a significant